in the hills of Kentucky. Just to our right, we welcome you into Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. This crowd loves their orange and black. The scene just a short time ago, they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football as the Bengals get set to do battle with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Which of these 0-3 teams will visit the win column for the first time? We'll see. We're underway here in Week 4. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. From the gun, it's Lawrence. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got him in. Complete. Touchdown. Well, we saw Trevor Lawrence take plenty of deep shots in his days at Clemson, and he shows off that cannon of an arm here as a rookie at the NFL level.
And we knew that this offense was going to try and put pressure on the secondary. That was something they talked about with us. They knew that they had an advantage, pressed it, and there you go. Big play for a touchdown on their very first possession.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Brandon Wilson now from his end zone. No return here for Wilson. It's a touchback. It'll come out to the 25. And the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stick.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much. And it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Here's a give to Etienne. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Finds the open target, Arnold. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now, because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
On second down, Etienne once more. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up. Now Lawrence. And he's got it. Touchdown, Jaguars.
There we go, baby.
Travis Etienne, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Point after, up and good. And it's now 14-0.
Jaguars 14, Bengals nothing.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25, a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W.
12. You can't block me. 44 is the mic. 44 is the mic. Check. Man out.
On 2nd and 7, Burrow. And his throw is incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
11 Thomas. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Now it's Burrow. Steps away to his, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Josh Allen coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter Kevin Huber to punt it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. That'll go for only 17 yards on the punt. And the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try the left side with Etienne. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
On second down, ETN once more. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
Well, that was a textbook example of how to be aggressive at the point of attack.
Yeah, make sure you take care of the line of scrimmage. No way they can get upfield on that one. And then how about the force he brought on that tackle? Let them know they need to be aggressive from this point on.
On 3rd and 1, it's Lawrence. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
I'm looking at this with my defensive eyeglasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
It's a 47-yard field goal try from here, but instead they're going to opt to go for it on 4th down. Going for it, here's ETN. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Vision and speed, two of the attributes that you might say are important for a free safety, and we saw both in evidence there.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get the running back to the ground.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Lawrence there, complete to Robinson. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort, but instead he sets his guys up in excellent shape with a 1st and goal.
This defense porous so far in this first quarter. They face another 1st and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
This Bengal defense, they passed the first 2 tests. Now it's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with ETN. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Travis Etienne with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. Extra point safely through, and it's now 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. From his end zone, Wilson. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And the Jaguars are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play.
On the set.
On 1st and 10, it's ETN. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
From the 41, Lawrence. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
On third down, Lawrence flushed out right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Well, we saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there.
And that is absolutely demoralizing for a defense because you've got the offense on the ropes. It's third down. You're trying to get off the field, and then wham, you have a letdown in the secondary, and you give up a big one.
And that wound up traveling an even 58 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Here's Burrow. That's caught by the UCLA product. It's Canham Wilson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Burrow looking to pass. And he fires one incomplete. Charles, he doesn't seem to be particularly in tune with his receivers, just 2 for 7 throwing the football, but he did seem really locked in before the game.
Yeah, and that has to do with receivers sometimes. Sometimes the defenders knock them off their routes, and you're usually pretty precise. 1, 2, 3 cut, balls out of his hands to the receiver. In this case, might be off by a half step either way. They've got to find a way to get back in sync.
11. Check. What we got? What we got?
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Burrow, the catch made by James O'Shaughnessy, the tight end. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 29-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
Get set. Hey, can. 29 is Mike 29. I can't believe you let you play.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And the Jags are going to get it back here just past the 35. Well, this is one heck of an individual performance we're witnessing. That is now his 3rd interception. And keep in mind, folks, this isn't a safety or a cornerback. This is a line. Linebacker.
Does this feel to you like he's having a flashback? Because a lot of these linebackers we see in the NFL, in high school, they were offensive stars. They touched the football all the time. It's like he said to himself, let's go back and put on the leather jacket and go get the football. How about this one? 3 interceptions thus far.
Go. Let's go, baby. Turn up. Let's get that.
They'll start on the ground. Etienne with a juke. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. From the shotgun, Lawrence. And connecting here with DJ Chark. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
DJ Chark, a Pro Bowler and a 1,000-yard receiver in 2019, saw his numbers dip a bit last year as the Jaguars cycled through some quarterbacks. He's happy to have Trevor Lawrence in town and accepts the pass from him there.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Let's get off the field, D.
Here's Lawrence. He finds his man, complete. That's Arnold. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating? The guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
Lawrence will throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 13. Now Lawrence to throw. And that's complete to Etienne out of the backfield. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 36.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
False start there. That will set the offense back 5 yards.
Brandon, the lineman certainly flinched there before the snap. A good call.
A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. A shotgun snap and a give to Etienne. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Now on 2nd and 16. Lawrence. He finds his man, complete. That's Arnold. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12.
Hey, Sue. Hey, they scared. Hey. Watch 18. 18's the mic.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. Dancing to his left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. This from 54 yards away. And his kick is absolutely perfect. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
No return here for Wilson. It's a touchback. It'll come out to the 25. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Boy, that one was well read defensively. And this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive, because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
Check pass. Check pass. Mike 55. Mike 55. All you get is a headache. All you get is a headache. Mike 55. Mike 55.
From the 25 on second down, Lawrence had his hands on it but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake, 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now Lawrence. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound, Brendan, no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
11 mighty. 11 mighty. 29 is the Mike. Mike 29. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. 29 is the Mike. Mike 29. You ain't going 11. 29 is the Mike. Mike 29.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there. Incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. Out to his left. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Here's Kevin Huber now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And this kick will be touchdown as they spot it inside the 45-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. They'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.